Morning. Welcome to the 1111 Gathering. This is Frank in Williamsburg, and we're continuing our journey through the book Faith Without Religion. Today we are at entry number 101. So let's get straight into it. Today's entry is titled Taking Control. It is time to take control, says God, but you have to realize that the only effective way to take control is to give it up. Let my spirit be in control, and your steps will be well ordered. To attempt to keep the control for yourself is pointless, because the enemy will ultimately wrestle it away from you. The only thing worse than being out of control is being controlled by someone else that has your suffering as his goal. Did I not tell you that transformation comes through the renewing of your mind? Well, to renew something literally means to make it like new again. This can only be accomplished by completely eradicating the old mind. If this is not done, that little piece of old thinking will ultimately have a negative impact on the new mind and hinder its proper focus. In your position now, everything is a spiritual matter that requires godly counsel and spiritual consideration. You cannot interject worldly thinking into these matters, as that is like trying to mix water with oil. See how easily the heaviness lifts with the clarity of understanding that comes from a yielded heart and a spirit-directed soul. The more you fill your spaces with my things, the less likely it is that the things of the world can interfere with your progress. Follow through is a practice that should be more important in your life. An unfinished task or project need not have been started in the first place. There is more to obedience than just beginning something. It has to be pursued to completion. You must follow through. If I give one of my children the mantles of obedience, focus, and follow through, they should be sure to wear them every moment of every day. Be warned, they are only effective if worn together with the mantle of humility. Without this, they look like pride, arrogance, and self-gratification or greed. So always make sure that the mantle of humility is in place. Remember that many hands make light work. If you overload yourself with things to do, you will not do any of them in an excellent manner. I again point you towards excellence, says God. Look around you and discern if your environment and habits reflect excellence. Back to the renewing of the mind again. The life of a righteous man is simple, but it will never be easy. Those that delight in the challenge will always find more joy than those that struggle against it. Those that choose not to walk in obedience have at the same time chosen to be disobedient and cast themselves into the camp of the enemy. There is no middle ground here. Your choices will define whose camp you are spending your time in, so choose wisely. Choices are best made in an atmosphere of spiritual deliberation, as choices made in the flesh will always be wrong, however correct they appear at the time. The flesh is incapable of making a choice that leads to righteousness, as it is unrighteous by its very nature, and it is at enmity with the Spirit within you. This, then, is a major key. Never make choices in the absence of my Spirit, and every choice you make will be right and proper. Oh, amen to that. It's interesting. I was having this conversation with some of my teammates at work this week about how sometimes you get caught up in the world and you start doing things in the flesh, and then you suddenly realize, hey, why is everything going in the wrong direction suddenly? And that's why. Because you cannot make righteous choices when you're operating in the flesh. It is as simple as that. You know, like it says in here, things are very simple, but that doesn't mean they're easy. It takes work, it takes effort, and it takes that closeness that you need to have with the Spirit of God. It's in you, but it's not going to bully you into doing anything. You have to be a willing servant. So that means self-sacrifice, putting the self to one side, asking the Lord the questions, listening for the answers, and then acting only on his instructions and not what this thing wants you to go and do to satisfy its lustful desires. All right, well, we're having a lot of fun as we go through the book. Interestingly enough, tomorrow's entry is titled Struggles with the Flesh, which is just what we've been talking about. So I'll see you back here again tomorrow at 11:11. Have a blessed day. Bye for now.